Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to check out some small but really powerful words that can totally transform your English sentences. We're talking about special helper verbs. You might also hear them called modal verbs. Let's dive right in.
So just think for a second. How do you actually say that you have to do something, or that you can do something, or maybe that a friend should do something? Well, English has special little verbs for all of this, and today we're going to get really comfortable using them.
So what are these things? The official name is modal verbs. But hey, don't worry about the fancy name. Just think of them as special helper verbs. They kind of team up with the main verb in a sentence to add extra meaning, to say if something is a rule, a skill, or just some friendly advice.
First up, let's get into how we talk about rules and things we have to do. This is all about obligation, or as you'd say in Arabic, al-ilzam wal-darura.
Okay, this is a really interesting one. What's the difference between must and have to? Well, must usually comes from inside you. It's a personal feeling. I must call my mother. See? That's my own decision. But have to, that usually comes from an outside rule. I have to wear a uniform at school. That's not my feeling, it's the school's rule.
So what about the opposite? What happens when something is absolutely not allowed? We call this prohibition. It's a very, very strong no. For this, we use must not, or the short version, mustn't. And it's super direct. You must not smoke here. That means it is forbidden. It's against the rules. Or you mustn't cheat in an exam. This is a serious rule you cannot break. So just remember, must not means don't do it. But what if there isn't a rule? What if you have a choice? We call this no obligation. It just means something isn't necessary. You can if you want, but you don't have to.
For no obligation, we use don't have to. Now listen, this is so important. It's totally different from must not. You don't have to write this essay means it's your choice. It's optional. You can do it, you can not do it, no problem.
Okay, let's move on to our next section. We're switching from rules to skills. Now we're going to talk about ability, what you can and can't do. In Arabic, that's al-qudra, what is ista'dad.
To talk about your abilities right now, in the present, we use two very simple, very common words. Can for the things that are possible for you, and can't for the things that are not possible. Let's look at a couple of examples here. You can say, I can speak a little English. That shows something you're able to do right now. But on the other hand, you might say, sorry, I can't give you my phone right now. That shows something that's not possible at this moment. Super easy, right? Now, talking about ability in the past gets a little more specific, which is actually pretty cool. We use could when we talk about a general skill you had for a long time. For example, he could climb trees when he was young. That was just something he knew how to do. But if you're talking about one specific time you succeeded at something, you use was able to. She was able to prepare the speech in 1 hour. It means she did it. It was a one-time success. All right, next up is something we do all the time, right? Giving advice and making suggestions, or at-tawsiyah wa nasiha. When you want to give advice, the magic word is should. The most important thing to remember here is that should is for suggestion. It's a good idea. It is not a strong rule like must. For example, you should tell your friend the truth. This is good advice, it's a good idea, but it's not a law. Or look at this one. Students should bring a ruler to the exam. It's a really strong suggestion, it's going to help them a lot, but it's still advice. And for our final section, let's put on our detective hats. We're going to see how these helper verbs can help us make guesses when we aren't totally sure about something. This is al-istintaj wal-ihtimaliyya. This chart here makes it so clear. So when you're almost 100% sure, because you have some evidence, you use must be. He talks like one, so he must be an actor. Makes sense, right? Now, if something is just possible, maybe 50-50, you'll use might be. I'm not sure what's in the box. It might be a gift. And finally, when you think something is almost impossible, that's when you say can't be. No way, that can't be right. Phew, we've covered a lot, and you've done an awesome job. Let's just do a super quick review of all the new English tools you have now. So remember, for rules, you've got must, have to, and mustn't. For talking about ability, you're going to use can, can't, and could. When you give advice, your go-to word is should, and when you're making those smart guesses, you'll use must be, might be, or can't be. And there you have it, a whole new set of tools for your English toolbox. So I'm going to leave you with one final question to think about. Using what you just learned, what is one thing you can do with English today? Thanks so much for watching.